So what's up with this weird sideways bull market? Is it manipulation? Is it something else? Let's discuss this first chart. And Bitcoin closed September at 63,000, and it's the 8th month in a row that it's in a 60k to 70k trading range. It's really weird, and it never happened before. Normally, the bull markets, yes, it is still in a bull market because it's red dot, bull market. And normally a bull market means price go up. Historically, when it's red, when it's bull market, prices went up in 2011, 2013, 2017, and 2020, 2021. But not now. Now it's sideways. And I do not believe in manipulation. Yes, it can be manipulation, but not for 8 months. That's something different at work, I think.
After topping in March before the April halving, Bitcoin has done something no one expected, which is going sideways in a range for last 8 months, but the range has now turned into a bull flag. And right now Bitcoin is marking out of it to possibly go higher. But on the other hand, this can also be a deviation to go more down to 44k levels. Plan B has come out to answer all the questions of people saying this is all manipulation before we go past 100k. US elections are also around the corner, and Plan B believes if Trump gets elected, there are a lot of millionaires and billionaires waiting to ape into crypto market. So if you want to listen to all the Bitcoin outlooks by Plan B, then make sure to watch the video until the end.
I do not believe in manipulation. Yes, it can be manipulation, but not for 8 months. That's something different at work, I think. So another explanation could be that we had a too early pre-halving pump because of the ETFs. And the halving was somewhere here around April. And we even had a new all-time high before the halving, which had never happened before. But basically we pumped from the bottom around 20k to 40k, 60k, 73k, and that is something that's unusual because normally the accumulation phases are quite stable or rising, but not that fast. So yeah, that could be it. A pre-halving, too early pump. But surely, and surely, it would have felt different if we had an increase that would go gradually from this 20k to 63k instead of this jump here, this ETF jump, and then flat for 8 months, which feels weird, but the same result with a gradual increase would have felt a lot different, although the end outcome would be exactly the same. So what can we see in the moving average chart? The moving average chart is, it shows the same thing. It has this 8 month flat period here. Note, by the way, that the color is different in the moving average chart. It's months until the next halving, not the phase we're in, not the bull bear market. It's just a timer. And the halving is at month 0. So when blue switches to red. So this is a halving in 2016, this is one in 2020, and this is the latest in 2024. And well, as we can see, there was a flat period in 2015 as well. Quite long, more than half a year. I think it's also 8 months here. But that was a bear market, of course, at around 250k. More comparable, I think, is this flat period here in 2019, 2020. That's around 10,000, little under $10,000, and also a period with a halving in there. So that's very comparable, I think, to where we are right now, because we back then we also had this pre-halving too early pump. And then COVID, that really spoiled the party. But that was basically a 1 month event in the end, because the money printer went on, the QE was started, and then that was the trigger for the entire bull market. Of course, Michael Saylor started buying Bitcoin here. later Elon Musk went positive on Bitcoin, but that was sort of the trigger. And it's a bit of the same period, same pre-halving pump situation above the moving average. So this black line, of course, is the moving average, and we use it to smooth out the noise. So right now it's 40K, and Bitcoin for the entire 8 months flat period is above that 200-week moving average. Same here in 2019-2020. So yeah, moving average is increasing, just like back then. It's still increasing. So as long as it's increasing, it's okay, in my opinion. And Bitcoin will find its trigger for the next pump. And I have heard that many large buyers are just waiting for the US elections in November. And that makes sense, because why run the risk if you can wait a couple of weeks and have total clarity and certainty? And the risk obviously being a Democratic Biden-Harris win, which is bad for Bitcoin. So whales waiting for the US elections could very well be the reason for this 8-month sideways price movement. Just one explanation. So we look at RSI, the relative strength index. This chart looks a little bit different because I added this moving average, 12-month moving average in there. And the background has this black line in the middle at 65, which is about the average RSI through the history of Bitcoin. And the bear and bull markets dance around this black line. So right now, RSI is 63, so very close to this average of 65, this black line. And what we see is that this moving average, again, smooths out all the noise. And for example, here, it was a very clean period where the actual RSI numbers followed the moving average, tracked the moving average, I should say, quite well. But here in 2013, this bull market was quite noisy, and the moving average tracks right through it. But there's months way above this moving average and months way below. We talked about this period before at the moving average sheet, and we see it's very noisy there. We had this pre-halving pump too early, then a correction, and then of course COVID as a kind of, well, black swan, which really put a dent even in the moving average. But the moving average kept rising and rising, and then here in the bull market, it's all on track again. And actually, you see the same thing right now. Back then, it felt like front running in 2019, front running the halving. There was all talk about the halving and stock to flow, of course, which was published here. There was talk about front running. We have that same talk about front running right now with the ETFs, where retail had the opportunity to front run Wall Street for the first time. So we had this too early, before the halving pump. And then, of course, there was this dump after the halving because of government selling, Mt. Gox selling. But all in all, moving average was pretty stable and rising. So in my opinion, the flat bull market that we see in the price can be just optics. A rising trend disguised by noise and mixed signal. Because if this were a gradual growth from all the way from 15 to the current 63,000 Bitcoin price, then the RSI would be not this noisy, and we would be not that confused about this sideways Bitcoin price.
And that's all for today. Election year have always benefited crypto, and specifically Bitcoin, so let's hope we are going to have same scenario this time too. And if you are US citizen and wants to see crypto progress, Make sure to follow what Plan B has instructed. Thank you for joining us in another exciting video. We hope you liked the content and our analysis. If yes, then make sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet. See you in the next video.